What's up, guys? We are here. We are live.
Oh, we're live. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah. So. Oh, go ahead, Fossil.
No, I was just saying. I was just on this Darth Nihilus. I've never heard of him, but there's a picture of him. I feel like I've seen this photo before, and I was going to try and tell you what book series he's in, but it doesn't really say. He's in Legends. I just don't know if it's old Legends or new Legends or whatever.
Oh, this is like
all right.
This is like not super, but
hey guys, welcome to the YouTube stream here. Hey, so as you can probably tell by these two nerds, we are celebrating Star Wars month here on Three Guys and a Mic.
Finally.
We just recently passed May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Yeah, man. So it's good times. We're doing all Star Wars content all the time this month. Got some good stuff lined up for you guys tonight. We're going to do the top 16 Star Wars heroes. Next week, we're doing the villains. The week following that, we're going to be doing a review live in person, all three of us together in one room.
Oh God!
Review of the prequel movies in preparation for the first two episodes of the new Obi-Wan series dropping at the end of the month.
Heads up, there might be drinking involved. We cannot guarantee the production value of that podcast.
Man, we are going to be hammered. It's going to be good. You should definitely stick around and listen to us all probably do about a 2-hour-long Jar Jar Binks impression. So, hey, look, if you guys are here for the bracket, you don't want to hear all this bullshit. I'm sure Dave is going to insert some timestamps. Actually, I went to one of our videos the other day, and I saw Dave actually insert some timestamps. So it does happen from time to time.
If you're lucky.
So maybe there'll be some timestamps down here somewhere down the line.
I can't do Jar Jar.
But hey, while we're here, Misa thinks that I don't know.
No. That's one of those. That's one of those. You get in there and you instant reverse because you realize that didn't sound good as soon as you heard it.
Look, it had a little Yoda to it. I'm gonna work on it. Okay?
Misa gonna die.
Yeah, whenever we get to Jar Jar Binks tonight, whenever he beats Luke in the first round, we'll all work on our impression there. So just coming up real quick, I just wanted to announce something that we are super excited about. So hopefully, if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably a fan of Game of Thrones, I would presume. I would hope by now you've seen the new trailer for the House of the Dragon. Yep. Which is going to be starting August 21st on HBO. So that'll be coming out on Sundays.
Thank you, HBO.
Yep. So we were talking and we realized, we really didn't have the podcast when Game of Thrones was a thing. So we never really got a chance to do a review on it. So we're just going to go ahead and remedy that problem. So in the 8 or so weeks leading up to the new Game of Thrones series starting, we're going to do a week-to-week, season-by-season review. Season 1 to season 8 in order, all the way from Ned Stark to Bran the Broken. In preparation for the new show, and for that run of shows for that 10 weeks, I think we're gonna try to do Monday nights just so we can try and do it in a timely fashion, right?
I don't care.
In classic Jason fashion, he is completely indifferent.
Yeah. Hey, look, that's my Friday, so that works for me.
Yeah, me too. So it works really good for me too.
It doesn't work for me, but I'm gonna make it work.
My man.
Saturdays don't work for me.
Now look, here's the deal. Whenever we finish the Game of Thrones pods and the House of the Dragon, we promise we're going to come back with Titanic. It's going to happen. Just put it on the calendar.
Titanic,
it's coming. Okay,
Titanic
before the end of the year.
Titanic by itself has pushed the AFI list back 8 months.
Yeah, probably. It's now a 6-year project.
Yes. Yeah. Once we get through that, and then the silent movie that follows that, it's going to be like a fucking rocket ship.
If we're
going to take off.
If we just committed to continuing this podcast until we were done with the AFI list, and then we were going to quit the podcast, this podcast would have at least 10 years of content.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
God.
that's the problem, man. We're just we're super fortunate with the content that's out in the world right now. So that's look, we came up with that idea when we were kind of sparse on content, and now we're fucking just drowning in content, unfortunately, and fortunately. So, yeah. You guys ready to get this thing kicked off? Anybody else have anything else?
Let's
Yeah,
do this.
let's do it, man. It would have been cool if you'd have had like I don't know, like this, the intro screen to Star Wars, like the splash screen where it has like the whole story thing. I mean, that would have been nice.
The rolling text.
Dave, you're the fucking tech guy. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but that's a lot of work, man. I'm not gonna do all that. You could have just held up a sheet of paper and just like scrolled it over the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd have been good.
Boom. Hashtag professionals.
Yeah.
Correct.
Why didn't you tell me? Oh, fucking cry, baby.
Oh man, here we go.
All right,
All right,
I'm
let's
ready.
do this. Let's go. Pull it.
Hello, and welcome to Three Guys and a Mic presents In a Bracket Far, Far Away, a 16-slot bracket-style tournament to determine the greatest hero in the Star Wars galaxy. I'm your co-host, the Human Dart, along with...
Jason Tsunami.
And David Disaster.
Hey, we're back.
Yo!
Josh,
that was a good one.
I'm gonna call you out. I feel like "May the bracket be with you" was like instantly a better one, because you could have had a good guy one and a bad guy one.
What's the bad guy one?
I am your bracket.
Hey, look, man, we can talk about that next week.
All right.
Unfortunately for you right now, it's already on tape, Dave. It's done.
That's true.
Hey,
We've gone
guys,
too
we
far.
did it.
Act like
We've
it
made
doesn't
it. We've made it to May, man. May is Star Wars month here on Three Guys and a Mic. Let's give it up. Golf clap. It's exciting times, man. So this is going to be all Star Wars content here this month on Three Guys and a Mic. As hopefully you've listened to our podcast leading up to this, so you know we've been talking about it for a little bit. But tonight we're doing the top 16 good guys bracket. Next week we're doing the top 16 bad guys, and then at the end of that, we're going to have the bad guy and the good guy fuck each other to see which one ends up being the number one person in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah,
all right?
they assert dominance in the bedroom, and whoever comes out
That's
on
right.
top,
That's
literally, is the victor.
Yeah, that's right. And then the week after that, we're going to be doing a recap of the prequel trilogy movies, live and in person. Only our second ever live and in person podcast, so that's going to be a good time.
Yeah, and that's kind of the idea behind that being, gearing up for Obi-Wan. We want to go through the prequel trilogy again to kind of, just refresher on Obi-Wan's journey, and then go into
That's
the
correct.
Obi-Wan show.
Yeah, so exciting times ahead. I'm excited. Look, here's what I would tell you. In all my preparation for this month, Amanda had never really seen any of the Star Wars movies, so we took the journey. We watched the 9 movies as part of the story. She watched half of Rogue One. I watched all of Rogue One. I didn't watch Solo. I'm gonna get to that at some point, but
You don't have to.
yeah, that's what I've heard. Look, man, I would tell you, I am in a place in my life right now where I think I enjoy Star Wars the most I ever have. I think you guys are fucking wearing me down. I enjoyed the movies a lot more this time around than I have before. We're getting there. I'm glad we're doing this month because it gave me a chance to rewatch all that, and it's continuing to bring me around.
Yep. And look, if you tune into these podcasts to see me like mauled out when a pick doesn't go my way, this could be
This is
one
gonna
for
be
the
the main
books.
event.
This could be one for the books. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. Well, so look, hopefully by now you've done a bracket with us in the past. If you haven't, what we like to do here is shuffle the bracket on the podcast live, so that way none of us have ever seen what the matchups are going to be. So we're discovering the matchups at the same time as you are, the listener. So, and tonight we're going to go all the way down to determine the greatest hero in the Star Wars universe. You guys ready?
Yes. Also, these 16 heroes were our own choices. So if your hero didn't make this list, then that's because we didn't put him on it. So
yeah,
they probably sucked.
Yeah,
that's right. So look, in normal 3 guys, 1 mic fashion here, I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle this thing 4 times.
Yep. That seems to be what we've settled on here.
So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Don't look ahead either.
I'm not looking. I'm not. Okay, we're in. Okay, here we go. Okay, look, this is going to be a fucking murderer's row here. I think there's going to be some ugly matchups, and I can't wait to watch Dave melt. So here we go. In the first matchup here, this is an interesting matchup. Okay,
I don't like that.
Let's see. We got. Okay, so I'm giving a couple of stats here off the top. So I'm going to give their birth year. And so I had to look this up for me, but some of these guys are born BBY, and some of these guys are born ABY. Do you guys know what that means?
The BBY is the Battle of Yavin.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, so they were born before the Battle of Yavin, or they're born after the Battle of Yavin. And for those that don't know, the Battle of Yavin, that's where the Death Star is destroyed.
Yes.
So
the original Death Star.
Yeah, the original Death Star. So that's what everybody's birth year is based on. I learned that today. How about that? Okay, so here we go. This first character was born 200 BBY. This is a Wookiee male from Kashyyyk.
Uh-oh.
He is 7'5" and weighs in at 247 pounds. He'll rip your fucking arms off. Chewbacca.
Man, 247 pounds? That
seems light.
That seems lean.
Look, I got that off Wikipedia, all right? I don't know.
Wikipedia,
right.
That's so good.
All right, he's going up against a character born 43 BBY. This is a human male from Sakaro. He is 5'10" and weighs in at 174 pounds. The Baron Administrator of Cloud City, Lando Balthazar Calrissian.
No!
Right off the start.
Yeah,
dude, I don't like this. I don't like this one fucking bit.
So let's start with Chewy here. So, you know what's funny about this matchup, though, is... That was a good Chewy, by the way. What's funny about this matchup is, I think... So Lando was Han's sidekick, or they were sidekicks or whatever, before Chewie, right?
No. That's
incorrect.
incorrect.
How that goes, or?
No, that's
okay,
incorrect. So, Lando and Solo, they did know each other, but it was kind of like...
They weren't super chummy.
Yeah, they had a little bit of a rivalry. Lando actually is the original owner of the Millennium Falcon.
Which I know that, yeah.
And Han Solo ended up playing a sabacc game with him and won it.
You see that in the movie Solo.
Yeah, you do see that in the movie Solo, but this was canon before that, and he won it off of him in that game, and so. And then Chewie met Han when they were in like an imprisonment camp or something like that, and Wookiee life debt and all that good shit. So
yeah,
these two do know each other.
Buff up on my lore here, apparently.
Yeah, these two do know each other. In at least through Han, but
and really, I mean, Lando. It seems like he ends up. I mean, I don't want to say fully replacing Han, but kind of taking his place a little bit after Han dies in Episode 7, and then you basically have Lando and Chewie kind of flying around the Falcon a little bit.
Spoiler alert.
Whoa. Yeah. And Lando is he's not a smuggler, but he does have a seedy background to an extent.
Jason, I think you read it earlier. He's a con artist.
Yes.
Con artist. He was a smuggler, a businessman. I mean, the guy's basically a playboy.
Yeah.
I mean, he fits the role.
Yeah.
Him and Solo are cut from the same cloth.
Correct.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you know, he had a moment of weakness when the Empire, you know, kind of.
Boy, he sold Han the fuck out. That was not just a moment of weakness, dude. He fucking served him up to die, bro.
To be fair, he didn't exactly have a whole lot of choice in that moment.
Sure he did.
And from the time that he made that choice, he was.
Hey, Dave. You know what I learned today when I watched Dangerous Minds? Okay,
not much.
Everybody's got a choice, Dave. Everybody's got a choice.
The movie is like mediocre.
Well, that's true, but he had the ability to choose his outcome. Okay, and he chose the easy route. He chose to sell his buddy Han out.
It was for the whole city. I mean, he's got an entire city of people to worry about.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You know who didn't take that very well? You know who didn't take that well? Chewy. Chewy didn't take that well. He didn't like it. Okay.
Well, he obviously did forgive him eventually.
Yeah. Look, I'm just gonna come in early here on a Chewy vote because he never sold Han out.
Wow.
Okay. You guys can battle it out, but this is an easy Chewy vote for me.
All right. So
the ultimate sidekick.
One, there is nobody, and I repeat, nobody more suave than Lando. Lando is the coolest motherfucker in the Star Wars universe.
I'm Lando Calrissian.
And yes, he did hand over Han Solo, but as soon as
on a silver platter,
as soon as all of that
silver
was
carbonite
going on, you also find out that during that whole time he was also planning their escape.
Yes.
But at the same time trying to save as many people from, getting annihilated that were in Cloud City. I one of my favorite characters in all of Star Wars is Lando. He is the coolest character in Star Wars. So I'm gonna make you decide, Dave. It's a Lando vote.
You're gonna vote against Chewie.
Okay, so I this is a serious question, and I feel like ultimately, let me not lead the question. Okay, let me try to like let you guys answer with your own mind here. So I have a lot of what's known as Legends background. So when Disney bought out Star Wars, basically everything after Return of the Jedi, Disney deemed not canon anymore, and which included nearly 100 novels and some video games and everything else, right? So I've read a lot of those novels. Jason's going to make fun of me. I've listened to the audiobooks of a bunch of these novels. Okay? And so I have a lot of background that these guys don't have, and also it isn't canon anymore. So my question is, should I only consider these characters for what they are for their canon roles in Star Wars, or should I just pick what my heart tells me?
I think that you should utilize the information that you have at your fingertips, Dave. So if you have more info than us, you should use that. Because I'm going to use the limited amount of information that I have. And the information I have is that Lando's a traitorous piece of shit.
I would say whatever information that you need to gather from that would lead you to a Lando vote, go for it.
So,
look, in the end, Chewbacca was a sidekick.
So here's the deal. I'm gonna spoil some Legends material for you guys real quick because I have to. In the Legends books, Chewbacca dies.
No,
he is straight up killed, and Lando
kills him.
No, Lando doesn't kill him. Lando is really badass.
You choked me, bitch.
Lando is really badass in the books. He's got a whole mining company and all kinds of shit. Like, he fucking expands. And he's like running some legitimate business. But also in the books, Han dealing with the death of Chewie, like that spans like 2 or 3 books or more. Like, he thinks about him all the time. There's moments where other people sit inside Chewie's chair and like he starts talking about it and shit, and it's brutal. It's a Chewy vote. I'm sorry.
Yes. Fuck yeah, Dave. Do the right thing.
Fuck
Here we
out.
go. You're out. That was your Luke Skywalker.
That was basically my Luke Skywalker. He was my 1B.
Dude, like, look, the Wookiee life debt and everything.
Dave. No, Dave. No. He's a sidekick.
He's a hero.
Never had an original plan.
In the books, he saves.
Chewie,
Hold on. In the books, he dies. Basically saving Han and Leia's kid.
Oh, the one that murders the galaxy?
No, not that one.
Oh, the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The one that saves the galaxy.
No, I can't. I don't want to talk about that either.
And gives his life for Rey. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, hey, Chewie.
Sorry, bro.
Chewie wins 2-1 and rips Lando's arms off. All
I
right.
don't like this.
Here we go. We're moving on to the next matchup here. This character was born in 896 BBY.
I have a feeling I know who this is.
This is a male from an unknown species
Yoda.
from an unknown home world. He is 2 feet tall and weighs in at 28 pounds.
Golly.
He once served as the Grand Master of the Jedi Order, Yoda.
28 pounds. I could punt this dude.
28 pounds. All right, this is potentially a good matchup though. He's going up against a character that was born in 19 BBY. This character is a human female from Alderaan. She is 5 feet tall and weighs at 108 pounds. A politician, a revolutionary, a Jedi Knight. Leia Organa Solo.
Look, yeah. This is going to be tough for me, especially because of the Legends material. This is going to be real tough. I'm going to let y'all talk first.
Who do we want to discuss first? Yoda?
Let's do it.
I think Yoda is the main takeaway as far as the cute and cuddly, the comic relief, the fill in the blank for whatever you needed him to be in the original trilogy.
Yeah.
The puppeteering, all of that jazz is very well done. From, I believe, Jim Henson Productions. Again, like iconic. Like I would say most people know who Yoda is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
I think it's fair.
Character. Very iconic character.
Look, I would tell you that I don't think anybody benefited more from the prequel trilogy than Yoda. Because if you're just taking the strength of Yoda from the original trilogy,
he's not very strong.
Dude, he's fucking annoying, bro.
He is.
Like the first time Luke meets him on fucking Dagobah, and he's just laughing the whole time and being fucking stupid. Like finally he gets serious, and then you get like, you know, some actual good Yoda stuff. But I don't know. I mean, for that first.
I mean, it was all a lesson.
That conversation is going. Yeah, I know, but still, dude, God, that was annoying as shit. But dude, I'm telling you, nobody was badder than fucking Yoda though in the prequels.
Oh, dude, when he busts out that lightsaber,
when he finally goes up against fucking Dooku, man.
Yeah.
I was blown away because I had no idea what to expect by that, and all I've ever seen is Yoda walk around just with a cane. So I was like, "What is this gonna be?" And then, I mean, I just remember like sitting there being like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah,
and just being
super
impressed.
I remember watching that. I watched it in the theaters, and like
so did I.
You could feel the excitement level, like a bunch of giddy children. I was in, I mean, it was mostly adults, but like,
it sounded like kids though.
Exactly. You get that, just that giddy excitement, and you can just feel it. It's palpable.
It's Palpatine. No. Dude, so yeah, I mean, Yoda, you know, talking about Yoda, you know, pretty much, you know, he's the ultimate kind of wise old man. You know, don't judge a book by its cover. He's basically a living embodiment of that. But he's like the fact that on the power level, like of Star Wars, he's like supposed to be like just behind Mace Windu at lightsaber skills. Like he's like the second best lightsaber duelist ever. And he just fucking hops around. It's like insane. I mean, that moment, it's a little bit silly, but it's still awesome.
Yeah.
And then obviously his fight against Palpatine at the end of Revenge of the Sith is very, very good.
Yep.
So, you got to have mad respect for Yoda in general as a character.
Yeah.
Well, now what about Leia?
Hey, I'm just going to say that of all the characters in Star Wars, I would guess that Leia is responsible for the most, probably hands down,
Or
most tissue babies in existence.
you said hands down. I was gonna say, something else, but like, look,
good God,
like, look, yes, yeah, to your point, she is an icon from that aspect of it for sure.
Dude, she was good looking in that fucking that little Jabba the Hutt bikini thing.
Yeah, I mean that
man,
I mean that has probably sold so, like, how much money has that made in that alone? But no, I mean, like, her character, super strong-willed, strong-willed female character. Very independent.
No shit from anybody.
No, she doesn't take shit from a fucking soul. She was a badass all the way until the end. Very.
You get to find out in the later the second the later trilogy that she trained. She did become a Jedi Knight. She actually bested Luke in rock
lightsaber
battle.
Yeah. And
then gave it all up for kids. Fuck
yeah,
them kids.
Yeah. Gave it up for family and
then turned into like Star-Lord, where she could like fly in space all of a sudden, which is kind of interesting as well.
Well, I think she just I think the idea there was that she used the Force to pull herself to the craft. And with the fact that
Very convenient.
And with the fact that there's no gravity, well, I mean, if you consider your Force pulling a lightsaber to you, there's no gravity, so you would just go forward, right? I mean, like, look, is it silly in hindsight? Yes, but I'll tell you, in theaters, bro, the cheers and shit from the theater when I saw it live, it was.
I'll be honest. It would have been better and more impactful had she just died. In that moment, because when it happens, like, everybody's just like,
yeah. Look, hindsight is, as far as the sequel trilogy, hindsight is very 2020.
Same thing with Chewbacca.
Yes. But I mean, look, I'm not gonna take that away from the Leia character herself, right? Like, I think Leia's great, and for me, Leia has the benefit of the Legends material, and I won't go into it too much, but it's she's just done a whole lot, and
she's in a lot of these movies, and she continues to play. I mean, I would say she definitely plays the most pivotal part from the original trilogy to the sequel trilogy.
Yeah. And
Luke is barely in these, and Han dies in the first episode. Episode 7.
She's definitely like the glue that keeps everything together.
Yeah, from all the movies that she's in, and I think it's super unfortunate because I do think it affected the movie, obviously. But more importantly, I think it's super unfortunate that Carrie Fisher passed because there was no way you could recast that role.
Nope.
For episode 9, like, I don't even know if they would have even like toyed with the idea of recasting that, because I just don't think you could have. I mean, Carrie Fisher, she is Princess Leia. And look, moving as far as a choice here, I'm just gonna come on and say it. Yoda failed. Okay. Yoda failed. He failed. He failed when it mattered most. Okay.
Hey, look. If he wasn't such a dickhead, Anakin, maybe we never have fucking, the seething anger that continues to rise up year over year, where Yoda's like, I don't know, he's not ready. I don't know, he's got lots of anger problems.
You think Yoda poked the bear just one too many times?
Well, here's my thing. Yoda was the head of the Jedi Order with a Sith Lord under their nose, and he didn't know.
Next to him.
He didn't
Multiple
know.
times.
And when he found out, he couldn't stop him. I'm a Princess Leia vote, 100%. Because she never gave up hope. She is the literal embodiment of hope, and that's heroism.
Jason, it sounds like that's where you're leaning to.
Bro, all I ever wanted was a wet T-shirt contest and that white dress from The New Hope.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, it's a fucking Leia vote for me, 100%.
All right. Look, I found Leia to be incredibly annoying in A New Hope.
I think she was actually like 18 or 19 at the time.
She was definitely good looking in the bikini thing, fine ass Princess Leia. But look, man, I just think you guys are selling Yoda short, man. Look, my man had a hard job. Okay, there's a lot of wars going on. They had fucking Palpatine over there, and he didn't know. Okay. Look, I'm gonna throw a vote to Yoda because I think you guys are just short selling Yoda here.
It's fine.
All right, so Princess Leia beats Yoda 2-1. All right, here we go. Oh, Dave. Okay, here we go. This character, born 32 BBY. This is a human male from Corellia. He is 5'9" and weighs in at 176 pounds. The man who made the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs, Han Solo.
Oh yeah, Han.
Yeah, or you could be Lando's dumbass and say Han. Okay, that's why Lando's not here anymore.
Yeah, I guess.
But Dave, who's he going against?
Just read it.
Well, he's going up against a guy that was born after the Death Star was blown up, so you're safe for now.
See, here's the thing.
This guy,
I knew it because you are a terrible liar. So, like, if this would have been the matchup that would have been my worst nightmare, you would have been like, "Oh, Dave, oh fuck!" You'd have been giddy like you're 5 years old, and it's Christmas morning. Like it would have been too much. So I already knew that it wasn't what I thought.
Well, look, I'm gonna have to save it for another one. But these characters are very similar. I would say these are the matching characters from these trilogies. This character is born to ABY. This is a human male from Yavin 4. He's 5'8" and weighs 176 pounds. Actually, exactly the same height and weight as Han here. A pilot who rose to become the general of the Resistance, Poe Dameron.
Oh shit.
Now, quick question, Dave. Is it ever confirmed Poe is Force sensitive?
That's never confirmed or discussed at all.
But I feel like to be a pilot like that good, I feel like he's got to have some of it, right?
I mean,
is he just blessed?
That is completely up to how you interpret the Force. But I mean, in terms of what the movies discuss, they don't even hint at that a little bit.
There's never anything in the Legends. Is Poe just never in the Legends books?
Poe. I mean, Poe is a Disney creation. It's not in the Legends.
Whatever the new Legends are, Dave.
Well, I mean, I haven't read those books, so I have no idea.
While we're talking about Poe, Poe was like one of my least favorite characters. The first time I watched that trilogy. Now, granted, I didn't watch it very close because I wasn't super interested. So this time around, and really actually watching it and being interested in it, dude, I fucking love Poe. Like, he's a good character. He's a good pilot. He's fun. I like the cut of his jib. He's got some emotions going on. He's disagreeing with Leia, right? Like, I really like his character arc throughout the 3 movies.
I mean, Oscar. I like Oscar Isaac, the actor. I mean, he's really good at Moon Knight, also. So, like, it's
I haven't finished Moon Knight yet, so don't spoil it.
Okay, so according to the internet, and it's true because it came from the internet.
If it's not on Wikipedia, then I hesitate to believe it.
In canon Star Wars comics, Poe Dameron is indeed Force sensitive.
Got it. Okay. I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I think that was slightly the thought of him being an exceptional pilot that he might be Force sensitive, but it never. I think it's.
It definitely never comes up.
Yeah, it never comes up, but I think again, this might be one of those subplots that would have happened had Disney gotten their shit together and had just one person write those 3 movies.
Yes. It's hard to say, because they dropped the ball on that, but I don't want to get into that too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously everyone's favorite smuggler, Han Solo. He
Just a super young Harrison Ford, man.
Yeah. Harrison Ford was very adamant in the original trilogy. He thought Han Solo, the character, should have died in like Return of the Jedi or one of those movies. Like he thought Han needed to die.
He wanted him to die a couple of times.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think one of the only ways they brought him back into Force Awakens, he would only come back if they killed his character.
Yeah. And it's not a situation where he hates Star Wars or the money that he was making as Han Solo.
Unlike the original actor of Obi-Wan.
Yeah, he just felt like his character, was one of those guys that was eventually going to, meet an untimely end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Han Solo is super good. And he's not dead in the Legends material. At least, he doesn't die because there's no reason to kill him.
I would tell you, Amanda was a very big fan of Han Solo through the movies. I think that was one of the only things that got her through the original trilogy.
He's such a strong actor.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. And then seeing him come back in Episode 7, like when he came out, she was like, oh, "It's Han!" She was like super excited about it. So,
how is her reaction when he met up with his son?
not so good, man. She was like, "What? What? He's fucking dead?"
Yeah, dude. I remember being floored in theaters, like, because I kind of knew when he walked on that bridge, like
it was it.
Like this they're gonna, because I had already known the whole story about, like, I had already known that Harrison Ford thought Han Solo should die, and so I was like, they're killing this guy. Like, he's gonna die right here.
Yeah, but you just like it's I'll say this. It's for me, like, look, I didn't cry in the theaters, but it's extremely emotional because you have an attachment. Like in my case, I was old enough to go to the movies for Empire Strikes Back, and so like I've grown up with Han Solo. Han Solo, full disclosure, is my favorite Star Wars character. I always and I don't know. Again, I don't know if that's exactly because Harrison Ford is the actor, because I also wanted to be Indiana Jones when I grew up.
So you just like Harrison Ford,
Sam
I think.
Decker.
Yeah, but I also like this character. Like, he nails this character.
In
this character is like, it's fuck, man. He's a guy's guy. Like, he does what he wants. He does whatever he wants.
Yeah,
and he doesn't care. He tells you how it is, straight to your face.
I mean, the fact that the line that the famous line is like when Leia tells him "I love you," and Harrison says "I know," like that was ad-libbed. Like that was not in the script. In the script, he's supposed to say "I love you" too, and Harrison just didn't.
He's like, that's not what he would have said.
Yeah, that's not how Han would have answered that. I mean, look, I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna make this. I'm just gonna vote Han. For me, it's an easy Han here.
Yeah. I like Poe, but Han Solo.
Yeah,
it's an unfortunate matchup for Poe, but Poe was really strong. I really enjoyed him this time around. So
Poe could have beat.
It's a tough matchup.
Poe could have beat some people that we voted to move on, but he's not gonna. Han is a heavy hitter.
He would have definitely beaten.
That we voted to move on. You think Poe could beat Chewbacca?
No,
that'd have been a tough one.
Oh, okay.
See, that would have been a tough one for me.
Actually, maybe.
Well, for now, we've got Han sweeping Poe Dameron's bitch ass. See ya, Poe. All right, here we go. Next matchup here. Ooh, okay. I don't know where this one's going. This will be interesting. All right, this first character, born 41 BBY. This is a male from an unknown species from an unknown home world. He is 1 foot tall and weighs in at 14 pounds. He's best friends with Din Djarin, Grogu.
Oh, all right.
Oh, okay.
I can already tell whoever he's facing is going to be difficult.
Yep.
Going up against the only tandem on this list.
Uh-oh.
One of these guys, created prior to 32 BBY by Anakin Skywalker, he is a protocol droid from Tatooine. C-3PO, human cyborg relations.
Ooh.
Also part of the team here, created prior to 32 BBY by Industrial Automation. He's an R2 series astromech droid from Naboo, R2-D2.
God dang.
Fucking.
This is a tough one.
I am C-3PO,
Okay,
human cyborg relations.
Here's the deal. Okay, Jason, you already let the cat out of the bag about Han Solo. Okay, I'm letting the cat out of the bag right here. The fucking droids are by far the best part of Star Wars for me. Particularly C-3PO. There is no better character in any of the movies ever than C-3PO. This dude is fucking dynamite on the comic timing. This dude's got me rolling every single time, bro.
Yeah, I will say.
He is.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I'll talk positives first. I mean, they are the only characters, to my knowledge,
To be in
every single one, right?
Including Rogue One, yeah.
Yes, they're in every single one. I think it helps that they're droids, right? Because they don't age really the same.
Right.
And man, even in the Legends material, they're still there, and they still serve the same basic purpose, right? You know, I mean, how can you not like the droids, right? Like they're excellent. Even R2, who doesn't speak words, but I like through C-3PO, who often will like inadvertently translate. Or like even the other characters, like Luke will sometimes like understand what R2's talking about, and like whenever he's in Luke's X-wing, you know, you can see, you know, he can read what he's saying. You know, you kind of know R2 is like this sarcastic, like shit talker. Like just through other people.
Like he's cantankerous, dude. He doesn't take shit from anybody.
No.
But dude, there's a lot of shit that wouldn't happen in this movie or in this whole series if R2 wasn't there to fix people's, you know,
dude, the garbage chute situation.
If C-3PO wasn't a god, they'd probably all get eaten by Ewoks.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they would have died in New Hope because they'd have been crushed. They'd have got killed by the Ewoks. They wouldn't have been able to translate the Sith.
Didn't they save him in Phantom Menace as well?
I mean, R2 did. He saved the Naboo ship. He was
R2,
the only.
That's what I meant. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. You know, he was. You know, C-3PO was built by a Dark Lord of the Sith. He just didn't know it, and Darth Vader forgot that he built that thing, or else that'll probably been brought up. You know, C-3PO did translate a Sith ancient dagger. You know, probably because he was. They didn't even mention the fact that he was made by a Sith. Maybe that's why he was able to translate it. But you know, that'd have been clever writing.
Rewire him and wipe his memory, Dave.
That was almost on the level of the whole world forgetting who Peter Parker is.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that was super sad whenever they had to do that, and he's walking around and like just completely oblivious to everything that he's ever done in the past. But I mean, he sold it so good.
Yeah.
I don't know. They stole the movies for me every single time they were on the screen.
Well, let's talk about Grogu. Grogu's been
Grogu. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Grogu's kind of been, obviously he's got less history with us, but I would say, man, if you want to talk about just sheer, like we talked about Yoda being like recognizable and stuff like that, dude, Grogu was like an overnight instant sensation,
worldwide.
Yeah, Baby Yoda, as he was known at the time because they didn't know his name, and like huge. But honestly, go ahead.
I was going to say a super smart decision by the people at Disney and Star Wars to not release like any toys or anything like that. Because, oftentimes they'll release toys for the shows or the movies that they're putting out there beforehand. And so you see like, Thor's new
they didn't leak it.
And stuff, right?
Nobody knew it was coming.
Dude, so like whenever that happened, dude, the whole collective Star Wars universe had to be like, what is that?
Yeah. And me and Jason were.
I own this.
Yeah. And look, I mean, at first, and I mean, to a point, it still is. Grogu is kind of this, at first I thought it was like, man, this is just merchandise marketing. This is just a cheap, cash in, right? But I will say, like, Grogu has had some moments in the show that have been some of the best moments, like, just, with the music kicking in and everything. Like, the fact, like him having to come in and save the day, more than a couple of times with the Force. And just seeing his relationship with the character that we will talk about later, seeing that relationship grow, actually with a couple of characters, he's interacted with a couple of characters that are on this bracket.
With your boy Luke.
Yeah, and dude, I mean,
Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah, that was a good job. That was as close as I've ever heard you say it.
Thank you.
But dude, I mean, like, I think Grogu has made a very impactful mark in Star Wars, even given his short time on it.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys a question.
Yeah.
Do you think it's bad for people to kill, like, babies?
Yes.
Like you think it's a bad thing, right?
Yes.
Well, Grogu is straight murdering the frog lady's eggs. Okay, like this dude was just fucking taking those goddamn eggs in. I mean, nonstop, bro. And like the Mando had to take the fucking bottle or the whole thing away from him, or else he would eat all this lady's kids.
Yeah,
I would tell you, Grogu's a little bit of an asshole.
He is.
He's a killer.
Yeah. I'm gonna go droids here. The droids are gonna be the vote for me on Grogu.
Yeah.
Dave, you want to go?
No, because I have a feeling it's going to be a sweep at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, I look, I like Grogu. I think I kind of fought to put him on here. Maybe I'm not sure. It's possible.
Bad matchup. Yep.
It's just a very bad matchup. And look, I don't want to make it seem like we're only going to vote for the original trilogy characters and everything like that. Like, it's unfortunate that's how it's lining up right now. Yeah, I mean,
the droids are so good.
The droids are very strong, and they're very strong in the Legends material that I'm reading as well. And it's like hard to vote against them. And if you want to call out the fact that we have them both together, they are a pair. They're inseparable.
Correct.
So you can go fuck yourself. So that is what it is. It's a droids vote.
Yeah, look, it's going to be a sweep, and I'm going to say why. As cute as Grogu is, because he is, and as popular as he might be, there has to be something more, and there has to be something said about the fact that grown men, would become emotional in the latest Star Wars movies when, like we mentioned earlier, when C-3PO's memory gets wiped,
or
to read this Sith artifact. And I can tell you that there were grown ass adults on the edge of their seats. You just thought that their dog had died.
Yeah,
me.
I mean, I was right there with you.
He's one of the best written characters in any movie or series of all time.
And that like I said, and that tells you something. If it's a guy inside of a suit, but it's a robot, and the character is so endearing that you're emotionally invested in this at that point.
I'm just gonna throw this out. I'm trying to talk like Yoda for a second. I'm gonna throw this out there that because this has happened twice that we brought this up. I think Rise of Skywalker in general. I mean, I don't have very high marks on that movie, but I think that movie really. I wish that movie would not have bitched out and actually followed through with like because it just like it had these unnecessary swerves where. Like, Chewbacca's dead, and then literally literally 10, 15 minutes later, nah, he's actually alive. Oh no, C-3PO's memory's wiped. no, 10 minutes later,
I'm
R2,
just
R2's like, nah, I got a backup, motherfucker. I just plugged a flash drive into you, and you're good to go. Like,
couldn't have said that 15 minutes ago.
yeah, like
the Chewy thing is interesting because I was like, what other ship was Chewy on? Where was that ship?
It was behind a rock. It was behind a mountain.
Same time.
Did it fly away off film?
Yeah, after they flew away, then it flew away. It waited for them to leave because that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was dumb.
Also, here's a big loophole while we're talking about it. Rey, because it happens later, Rey detects Chewie's thoughts. She's like, "Oh, there's Chewie." Why the fuck didn't she detect that he's still alive when she's on the goddamn planet?
I think it was shock, Dave.
No.
She was still learning, Dave. She was still learning the Force.
Oh, so like, just an hour later, she's good enough to like, she's good.
It was in the moment,
she's
Dave.
progressing at an impressive rate.
Rise of Skywalker
in the moment
kind of sucks. I'm just going to throw that out there. The movie kind of sucks.
All right. Well, hey, we're not here to deliberate the strength of the movies, just the characters. So,
yeah, it's droids.
Moving on here. That's a droid sweep. Nice work to the droids there. All right, here we go. This is a good one. This is a good matchup. I like it here. All right, this first person, born 72 BBY. This is a human male from the planet Harun Kal. I don't know if I said that right, but let's go with it. He is 6'3" and weighs in at 215 pounds. The man with the purple lightsaber, the baddest motherfucker in the galaxy, Mace Windu.
Which lightsaber is yours?
The one that says bad motherfucker on it. All right.
But look, this is a tough matchup here. We're going against the person born 57 BBY. This is a human male from the planet Stujan. He is 5'11" and weighs in at 178 pounds. The man who trained the two most powerful Jedi ever, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh no!
Well, they really love that. They really love that 178 pounds.
I know. Like everybody was like super similar in kilograms, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I did my best. All right. I did my best.
I think this is the hardest matchup so far. That's just my opinion. I don't know. I mean, the votes may be much easier.
I think this one is pretty tough because I feel like these are very similar characters.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I don't have a lot of background knowledge on Mace Windu, but I do want to point out that if you've seen any Three Guys and a Mic content, you will know my theory, which tends to be proven true time and time again, is that if you don't see a character die on screen, meaning you don't see their life extinguished on screen, then they're probably not dead.
Mace Windu is not dead.
Mace Windu is not dead.
We're just waiting to see him pop up in some... We're going to predict he's going to show up in every goddamn Star Wars show from here to eternity until it actually happens. And then when it happens, we'll be like, I called it, baby. Let's go.
Mando Season 3. I'm calling it right now. Mando Season 3. That's what they're doing. They're going to do it.
Man, they really should have had him show up during Boba Fett, yeah. Maybe Boba Fett Season 2.
Dude, it's going to need all the help it can get if we're going to even want to watch it. But I mean, look, Mace Windu.
Let's talk about Mace. Yeah,
Mace Windu, dispatcher of Jango Fett, the father of Boba Fett. I mean, their fight is not even long, which is funny because
with ease.
Because this is kind of telling because Obi-Wan also fought Jango Fett, and it was more of an even match. And Mace Windu, like, dude, it's like 20 seconds, and he just like whap decapitated him. So, and it is well known. Mace Windu is essentially unmatched, unparalleled at lightsaber combat. He is good with the Force and stuff like that, but specifically with the lightsaber, he basically is unstoppable.
I wish we'd have gotten more of that.
Am I remembering correctly that he was the head of the Jedi Council at one point?
In the limited research I did, I didn't see that, but Dave's probably smarter than I am.
From what I understand, he he was for a bit. He kind of co-ran it with Yoda. And I think he was widely considered. I mean, him and Yoda. Yoda was ultimately like the end all be all, but I mean, Mace was basically right there with him and in the decision making. So, I mean, he was basically the highest, second highest in command.
Yeah, I would say Mace was always the one that was the most like concerned with Anakin. Yeah. Like he was like where Yoda certainly had questions. Mace was like super against anything to do with Anakin.
Yeah, and I mean,
well, he was a traditionalist, so he was like, yeah, he's too old. Get that kid the fuck out.
Yeah, and look,
hashtag Mace was right.
And also, like, let's be real. If had Anakin not interfered, Mace would have essentially
ended the franchise.
Ended the franchise with one strike.
Yeah.
I mean, he called it. He said, like, look, we can't let him live. He is too dangerous.
What he should have told Anakin was
like, hey, man,
calm down, honey bunny.
No, you know what? Yeah. In reality, what he should have told Anakin is like, yeah, Anakin, for sure, we'll totally arrest him. Go get a few other Jedi, and we'll get him arrested. And as soon as Anakin left the room, he'd have looked at Palpatine and been like, yo, man, I'm really gonna just kill you, right? Cool. Yeah, and then it'd have been over. Yeah. Like that's what should have happened. But it didn't.
It's over.
He got his arm cut off and zapped out the fucking window.
That's the ending you get when Quentin Tarantino directs Star Wars.
Yeah. God, like there's so many alternate universe, especially having just saw Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness or whatever. Like I want all the fucking different versions of Star Wars. But let's talk about Obi-Wan, who is gonna get his own show now, and it looks so fucking good.
And Ewan McGregor is really good in the role of Obi-Wan. Like going back, because I know what we were rewatching a lot of this stuff for. Like I was really trying to pay attention to him a lot more in the first 3 movies, and I just genuinely I think he was the best actor in the first 3 movies for sure.
I don't disagree.
And I'm gonna hate myself because I don't know the actor's name who plays Obi-Wan in the original trilogy.
Sir. God.
Dave, keep going.
I used to know it, but anyway, famously or infamously, I don't know how you want to word that, but he actually hated Star Wars. He straight up did not like it. I don't remember why he even agreed to do the role. I think it was just
Alec Guinness.
Yeah, he didn't like it. He didn't like the character. He didn't really like the fandom, the universe.
He wasn't into science fiction. He was a theatrical
actor, a method actor or whatever. Actor. Yeah, stage actor. And he, I think he just agreed to do it because of boredom or money or both or whatever. And that was pretty much it. Like he didn't he didn't like dealing with the fandom, especially after it like completely blew up and became like the most popular thing ever. I think he actually hated the fact that it was that popular, other than the money.
Sure.
So, like, when I think of, for the longest time, Alec Guinness was who I thought of when I thought of Obi-Wan. But, to your point, Josh, when I think of, and especially after this show, I'm sure it will be cemented forever, that Ewan McGregor is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hello there. Yeah. Fucking, once Padawan to Qui-Gon Jinn. And I think Qui-Gon Jinn is awesome, too. Obi-Wan kind of gets shafted a bit, man. Obviously his master dies. He gets promoted to Jedi Knight, and he has to take a Padawan on who, he originally agreed with the council. He thought that Anakin was too young, but now he has to kind of
too old.
Sorry, he has to kind of go back on his own, recommendation, and.
I will say that the one thing that you learn about Obi-Wan is even though he and it happens throughout the original trilogy, he doesn't just like always agree with everything that's going on.
Yep.
But when he's told what the direction is, he's all in. He's like, well, then we're gonna fucking do this all the way.
Yep. I mean, look, I'm just gonna come out early. I mean, Obi-Wan is easily, I think, I've been kind of saving this. He's probably one of the most heroic people on this list, just in pure heroism. It's an Obi-Wan vote for me, and it's not difficult. You may strike me down, and I'll just become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Yeah. I mean, look, he's definitely one of the most important characters in the movie because, I mean, Leia is, the one that gets the info to Obi-Wan and kind of starts the whole thing and gets Luke trained up and all that stuff. So without Obi-Wan, you don't get Luke and you don't get all this stuff, right? So Mace Windu is fun, and it's fun to talk about Mace, and I hope we get a little bit more fleshed out Mace Windu in the future, but I'm going to go with you, Dave, on Obi-Wan.
I love Sam Jackson.
I do too.
Love him. I'm glad he got to do a role in the Star Wars universe. I'm glad that he was a badass. I'm glad that he got to portray that side of it.
I'm glad he had a purple lightsaber.
To what Dave said, look, I mean, if Anakin doesn't make the wrong choice right there, like, Mace strikes his ass down. It's over. Having said that, I think that we can also lay some of the blame for the rise of Darth Vader on Mace Windu. Never a word of encouragement, always doubt, and always telling him, there's a lot of anger in you. You're too old. You're out of control. Sometimes if you say something enough, you'll speak it into existence, and that's what happened in the Star Wars trilogy, the original trilogy, the prequels. And so it's an Obi-Wan sweep.
Yep, I think at this point, Obi-Wan still got the high ground.
Yeah. I'm surprised by the amount of sweeps here. Okay, listen, so here's the deal. I haven't seen the rest of the matchups yet, okay? And I'm looking at the remaining. There's 6 people remaining here. One of those is Luke Skywalker, obviously. And there are 4 softball people left on this list, and there's only one that could challenge the throne here. Okay? I'm just teeing this up. I haven't seen the matchup. I don't know what's coming next, but Luke has a good chance to make it to the next round. We're gonna see. All right, here we go. Next matchup.
God, I hope he's up against Jar Jar.
Oof. All right, here we go. First character here, born 11 ABY. This is a human male from Artorias. He is 5'10", weighs in at 161 pounds. Formerly known as FN 2187, a sanitation stormtrooper, Finn. Going up against, this is a tough one, born prior to 19 BBY. This is a human male from Akvatina. I don't know, I'm trying here. He is 5'11" and weighs in at 175 pounds. I can bring you in warm or I can bring you in cold. The wielder of the dark saber, Din Djarin, a.k.a. the Mandalorian.
Wow.
Let me start off with Luke dodged a major bullet here because Mando is the one that I was scared of for your boy Luke. So I feel like Luke's going to be in good space here. But we're not talking about Luke yet. We're talking about Finn and Mando here. Let's start with Finn.
No, he's a sanitation
because this is the last time we're ever going to talk about Finn.
I do agree. We can just lock it in as a sweep of right now. But look, I do think I want to fight for Finn here just a little bit, even though I'm not going to vote for him. The reason I'm not going to vote for him has nothing to do with the character that is or the actor. It has nothing to do with the character that we see in episode 7. So I'm going to clarify this. In episode 7,
everything to do with Disney and the direction they went.
If this was solely based on the Finn that is in episode 7, this would actually be a serious conversation, because the Finn that is in episode 7 is clearly force sensitive. He is a central character. He
almost took out Kylo Ren with no training.
He almost took out Kylo Ren. He has a very interesting character because he's a stormtrooper. He kind of has like a panic moment, like, because the as the name says, the Force kind of awakens and kind of snaps him out of his, stormtrooper haze or whatever. Yeah. And he doesn't want to kill innocent people because that's terrible. And he turns and has a face turn. And that's super interesting. Like, I was all in on Finn. And
because you never get all of the stormtroopers, faceless, nameless. We don't
clones.
care if they die.
Yeah, they were.
At this point, they're all conscripts. Most of them are.
Yes.
Right. But before, like, if you're just going with the original trilogy, they're all clones.
They're all Jango Fett.
That makes them even more worthless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So man, I loved Finn in Episode 7. Episode 7 in general, I think is one of the better Star Wars movies. It's hard to watch now because I know where all those stories go, in the toilet. Like, Finn is super good in that movie, but again in 8 and 9, like, dude, they relegate his character to just like he's always off doing something random, like oh, we're gonna send you to a casino, or we're gonna like pair you
Another
up with
random character.
We're gonna pair you up with some other random character we introduce in this movie. Man, they did Rose dirty too. In Episode 9, they basically are like, "Hey, do you want me to go with you?" Nah, I'm gonna stay here.
Cool.
Even though we were definitely like considered a love interest in the 8th movie, I'm gonna just not do anything in this movie with you. And he's like, "Okay, I guess that's fine." It's so awkward. Yeah. So unfortunately, Finn kind of just, he sputters out.
Peters out. Yeah.
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 Now, Din Djarin, I'm going to say, one of the best newly written characters, and Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau have written themselves solid gold with The Mandalorian. So fucking good.
Not Boba Fett, Mandalorian.
Dude, he's everything.
Mandalorian was great.
I think The Mandalorian has single-handedly been the catalyst to bring Josh into the Star Wars universe.
I was literally going to say that. Yeah, like the strength of the Mandalorian, the storytelling, the fact that it kind of like it's in the universe but has its own story. I think was easier for me to kind of come into. I wasn't, it's like Megadeth and Metallica. I wasn't ready to like relinquish like my,
Trekkiness.
my either or status between Star Trek and Star Wars yet, and say out loud that maybe I like the story of Star Wars a little bit. But Mando really made that easy because it was something new, that you couldn't really argue about all the stuff that was in the past,
Yeah.
And this is a new show, and it's fucking done really, really well. Pedro Pascal,
he's killing it.
Rest in peace, Red Viper.
Got his eyes back.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Dude, I think it's done. It just says a lot because he does, like, Pedro Pascal has done all of this, obviously the writing, but he's done this wearing a mask, like 99% of the time, right? So, like, he's still conveying this meaningful relationship with Grogu and everyone he meets, and like he's doing this without the main thing that actors use, which is their facial expressions.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think it certainly behooves them that, look, these are like 30-minute episodes most of the time, or like, shorter episodes, and there's just not a ton of them. So it's tight. There's not a lot of time for fluff. And I think they're all just written really well. I mean, I can't think of any standout like bad Mando episodes. And not only that, the best episode of Boba Fett is the Mando episode.
Yes.
Yeah, every single one of them that he was in was the best.
Yeah, the two dedicated Mandalorian episodes are the best 2 episodes of Boba Fett for me.
Yeah.
And like, it's so funny because we thought the Boba Fett show was going to be like, oh man, we're gonna get badass Boba Fett, and then he's never really a true badass except for a handful of moments. And then literally the first episode of Mandalorian, he comes in there and cuts a motherfucker in half with the dark saber.
Dark saber.
Yeah. And they show it.
He can't even wield very well.
Yeah.
He just
No.
it's like
I'm
He just
hoping.
cuts this dude with the like a hot butter knife.
Yeah.
Dude, is
I'm hoping next time we see him, he's a little bit more well versed with the dark saber.
dude.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
I'll keep my stuff short. Look, this is gonna be a Mandalorian sweep.
sweep.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
I've already
I'm
moved
gonna-
on to the next matchup.
Yeah, but I'm gonna agree with Dave. Finn's character came out of the gates blazing, and then Disney and everybody after that just
Dropped the ball.
fucked it all up. Yeah.
No. All right. Well, hey, that's a Mando sweep. Mando's gonna be tough to beat in this match.
Really
in
tough.
in this bracket. All right. Okay, Dave. Here we go. We've arrived. This character, born 19 BBY. This character is a human male from Tatooine. He's 5'8", weighs in at 169 pounds. 69.
Yeah.
The man who blew up the Death Star, Luke
Myth.
motherfucking Skywalker.
The legend.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is a tough matchup for Luke here. I don't know. Okay. The person he's going against was born 46 BBY. This is a human female from Naboo. She's 5'5", weighs in 120 pounds. She's a queen and a senator. Padme
Man.
Amidala Skywalker.
And the mother.
Oh yeah, it's his mom.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
Yes,
for her.
it is.
Yeah.
Hey, look. So, for all those out there that probably picked up by now, Luke Skywalker, definitely like Dave's favorite character here.
Yes.
And I'm sure he could fucking talk you to fucking absolute boredom about all this good Luke Skywalker stuff. And Dave was super concerned that we were going to vote him off in the first round. He still should be concerned because I'm coming in early with a Padme vote.
Look, I just
No,
want
that's not true. That's not true.
Okay. Like, look, man, why are you gonna do this to me? Like, hey, look. I want to save my Skywalker talk when it's a serious matchup. So I'm just gonna go ahead and vote for Luke here. We can talk about Padme. If we all agree that Luke's gonna move on, we can just talk about Padme, and I'll save my words for the next round.
Jason, you voting for Padme?
You know, there's just something about, oh, yes, I'm not going to fuck around. It's Luke.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, look, let's talk about fine-ass Natalie Portman, though, for a little bit. Dude, she looks good in this fucking prequel trilogy.
She is the actual, like, queen of the meme of whatever her and Anakin are sitting down.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I can't remember exactly.
It's in Attack of the Clones.
I don't remember exactly what their dialogue is, but there's just 4 photos of them where he says something extremely awkward and she like questions it. So now that's a meme and they just fill in the blank with whatever.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, so Natalie Portman was good. She was good in the original trilogy.
she's one of the bright spots for sure. I agree.
Yeah.
She is so good that she makes the Anakin age gap thing even more awkward than it is because, like, her character is on one level, and this child is on a completely other level, telling her like, I'm gonna fuck you till you drop. Basically,
I don't remember that.
Was that in Phantom Menace? Was that in like the outtakes? Or?
Was that a director's cut? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, Jason. I'm not sure where you're going with this. I'm gonna need you to recover real quick.
Look, I'm just saying, like, she is, to your point, like, her acting is the bright spot in the original movies, but she outacts Anakin so badly that it makes their dialogue even more awkward than it already is.
I'm gonna blame George Lucas because I'm not confident that man has ever been in love or has ever dated anybody or anything like that, because
I'm pretty sure he's never found a take 2 that he didn't like.
Yeah.
Like because his dialogue in the prequel, like their love like moments and stuff, that is some of the worst shit. And it actually makes the Clone Wars episode 2, like, it actually kind of bogs down that movie, because outside of that, the movie itself is fine and has some cool scenes, but like their love story is super
on
bad.
that, on when they do the little getaway.
When he's like her bodyguard on that planet,
God.
Yeah.
and he's like, "There's so much sand. I hate sand. It gets into everything." Like, dude, what is that, dude? What are you talking about?
Who else could have played Anakin at that time that would have been better?
The guy who
Besides
played
anybody.
Napoleon Dynamite,
Anybody.
John Heater, because that would have been basically the same person.
Oh my god.
I mean, honestly, like, look, I don't look, and to what Dave said earlier, while we move on from this, all the blame for a lot of what goes on in any of these 9 movies has to do with the director.
Yeah.
And George Lucas, if you watch any of the first movies, like Mark Hamill's acting is not good. And in the original prequels, Anakin and the guy who plays him, not good. There's a lot of it that's not good.
To be clear, though, I want to just point something out. So in the original movies, George Lucas had a lot more people overseeing him and having like with other had input. Like he had other people that had input in the original trilogy. So he wasn't.
And thank God he had Harrison Ford.
Well, yeah. But in the original, in the prequel trilogy, it was literally all him at that point because he is like
he had the juice.
Yeah,
he was George Lucas.
So he had nobody around him who was going to say no, and that's why we got what we got. So yeah.
Hey, let's also not forget that Queen Amidala is the one that put Palpatine into power in the Senate. Okay, so. She's got some blood on her hands too.
I don't understand why. I never understood this. Can anybody explain it to me? I'm a feeling that neither one of you can. But why does Queen Amidala, when she wears makeup, and I know that I've got to do this for the Senate, everybody why does she have this deep voice when she's like trying to be Queen Amidala?
It's like her authoritative voice.
Yeah,
sure.
It's like your dad voice. I mean, Dave, like you're not talking to us right now in your dad voice. Like whenever Luke. Messes up at home, what kind of voice do you give him?
I just say, Luke, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, yeah, I like Luke Skywalker a little bit. I have a son named Luke. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, good for Luke here. He got a softball matchup. Padme takes the dive here. That's a Luke Skywalker.
What is the last matchup then?
All right, here we go. This is going to be the last matchup of the first round. Then we're going to move quick here. All right. First person here, born 15 ABY. This is a human female from Jakku. She is 5'7", weighs in at 119 pounds. The granddaughter of Emperor Palpatine, Rey Palpatine Skywalker.
I mean, she's adopted the last name Skywalker. For what reason?
Honorary.
For what reason? I don't know, but.
Oh, because she respected Leia and she respected Luke.
Sure.
All right, but she's going up against.
They embodied what she wanted.
Yeah, she's going up against an interesting character here. Born 21 BBY. This is a human female from the planet Vault. I don't know. She's 5'3" and weighs in at 118 pounds. The leader of Rogue One. Responsible for stealing the Death Star plans, Jen Erso.
This is not a gimme matchup, by the way.
I agree.
And I'll say that, was there ever a movie that needed to be made more than Rogue One?
Rogue One was a movie I didn't know how bad I wanted it until I got it and I saw it.
Absolutely. Yeah,
it was so good.
To what Josh said, it was so good, and it filled in the biggest plot hole in Star Wars, which was
and how they get the plans.
Yeah, the part where people would counter making fun of Star Wars. You built this planet size, and then one little fucking bomb blows it up because you left a hole in it.
Do you think that's why they made this whole movie, just to shut all those fucking people up?
They also did it for like millions of dollars, probably too.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm sure that was also a reason.
Yeah, I do believe that somebody was petty enough to say, you know what, fuck these guys. I'm gonna make a movie that's
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this right now. If we were doing this bracket based solely on the strength of the movies, Rogue One would probably be in the finals or semifinals at a minimum.
If it didn't get a bad matchup,
Yeah.
along the
So
way, I would say it's probably top 4.
So I got to finish Rogue One yesterday. Me and Amanda had started it, and we just didn't get a chance to finish it. So I finished it yesterday in preparation for this. And I mean, dude, what a good movie! Like like the Star Wars movies in themselves are kind of like their own thing, and they're good for like kind of what they are, right? But I don't think you can say like a lot of those movies are traditionally good. Like Rogue One is traditionally just a good movie. It's well acted, good story, good action scenes in it,
and things matter.
Yes,
Like,
the stakes are super high.
And people die.
Yeah, I think you can't talk about Rogue One the movie without talking about one of the, if not the scene from the movie, which is the hallway with Vader. And you get to see what a Sith Lord can do at peak power against just random, non-Jedis, right?
It's almost like he walked into a room full of children.
Yeah. I'll take Dave's favorite character here. But the cinematography of like the whole screen is dark, and then all of a sudden you just see the red saber fire up, and you fucking see him just standing there. Fucking like such a good scene. And then he tears up those fucking rebel scum.
Let's shift back to the characters at hand here, because I feel like we're going down a spiral.
All right.
So Rey.
Hey, one thing though, that really was the first time you ever saw Vader be a bad guy. Okay, go ahead.
So Rey, Rey has a similar problem that Finn does for me. Rey was very interesting, and like her moment, like dude, I still get goosebumps even just kind of talking about it. But when she force pulls Luke's saber to her in Force Awakens, and the music hits that boom, like just right there, right when she grabs it, dude, like I just got goosebumps, right? So that moment was, I remember in theaters, like dude, the whole fucking theater was silent, and it was so good. And her fight with against Kylo, and she wins that fight. Unfortunately, that was kind of the last time that I cared about Rey, honestly.
Yeah. Me and Dave have different opinions on Rey. Like I like Rey. I wish there's one thing that I wish they would have done, but again, this is exactly what happens when you treat a trilogy franchise like a baton, and you just pass it on to the next guy in line. Guy, girl, whatever, doesn't matter. And this is exactly what happens. Because what the story of Rey should have been was her coming to grips with her Force capabilities and asking, why the fuck is all of this happening so fast? Because everybody else in every other story that has to do with Star Wars is trained for months, years and years before they accumulate the kind of a power that Rey has, and they just drop the ball, and they put her from like nobody to like Yoda on steroids.
She's got Palpatine power, bro.
Yeah, but the real crux of it is the fact that she is the last Jedi, and the Force is out of balance, and it has no choice but to channel all of its power into this one beam, before shit really hits the fan, and the fact that the Sith kind of take over. And it's just, they just do such a terrible job of telling that aspect of the story that you end up with a divide with people who can't stand Rey because she's OP, or really love Rey and just have to deal with the fact that a lot of people hate her.
Yep. Jason, you've done a very good job of explaining that. I couldn't have said it better myself, and that's exactly why I'm voting Jen Erso. I can't vote for Rey. look, it is what it is.
Dave, if you had to guess, since I don't know exactly what's about to happen here, but if Rey is Dawn, what do you think her midichlorian count would have been?
My man.
I don't care about midichlorians.
So, I'm glad you brought that up, Jason. Listen, I was doing a little midichlorian research early on in this process here, and she had the highest count.
There you go.
Yeah, it was some nerd somewhere put together a chart of midichlorian counts. Okay, so Luke and Leia were both at about 23,000. Rey was at 29,000.
Wow.
Hey, what is this based on?
I don't know, Dave.
Okay, it's probably some made up shit.
What was Darth Vader or Anakin?
So Darth Vader was slightly higher than Luke. It was 23 and some change, but because he has had limbs and disfigurement and things like that over time, that has prevented him from achieving his full power, and so he ended up falling down to like a 19,000 something.
Okay, all right.
Like that.
Fair enough.
I am
There's
so
a lot
glad that they kind of got away from that.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I'm glad it never got brought up.
Yeah. Listen, in watching this whole series, right? Amanda actually liked a lot of these movies, and she really took to Rey. And look, any good husband, right? I can't just vote for the person that my wife likes. So I'm also going for Jen Erso.
All right, listen. I like Rey. I like the actress who played Rey. I don't have the same issues that you chose have. Jen Erso, though, her character is extremely important in the Star Wars story. She basically is orphaned. Her dad is taken to build he's an engineer who brings the original Death Star to life.
Yeah.
And you get this, you get bits and pieces of it. You don't get it all. But basically she's out on her own. And she gets that cool story where she feels like the father abandoned her, she lost everything, and then she finds out that that's not the case.
Yep.
Exactly. And that he had been looking for her, and that even though he was away from her, he had never given up hope of finding her again. And then they're briefly reunited, and he allowed
and that one
her,
scene has more like love and compassion and anything than any other scene in any other Star Wars movie.
I would agree. And then she is the person that they talk about in The New Hope, where it says, a lot of people died to get us this information. That's who she is.
Yeah.
That's exactly
she's the reason. She's the reason why they have A New Hope.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I'm going to vote Rey.
You know what, Jason? I'm proud of you at least for not telegraphing. That was good.
Okay, that was good.
Because you telegraph every pick. All right, Jen Erso. I would say in a surprise. Moving on here to the second round against Rey. All right,
She's a strong character. I don't have a problem.
Yep. Okay, here we go. This is going to be murderer's fucking row here, man. This is going to be brutal. Except for your boy Luke. Your boy Luke gets another softball here. All right. First round here. Chewy versus Leia.
I'm going Leia quick. I'm going quick Leia. I'm going to not even try to think about it too much.
I think you got to give it to Leia, in my opinion.
I mean, I still wanted to see Wet T-shirt. Whatever. We'll go Leia. Sweet.
There we go.
Should have been Lando.
It'd have still been Leia.
No, it would have been Lando. I never got the Wet T-shirt content.
Here we go. We got Han Solo versus the droids. I'm going droids.
I'm going Han.
Well, we know where I'm going. Han's my favorite character, bro. Like
droids. I already put you in. Good job, Jason.
I love the droids, but it's a Han Solo vote.
Yeah, I think
you guys suck. Sorry, C-3PO. I tried, bro. All right, this is a good matchup. Obi-Wan versus the Mando.
Oh. I can't rapid fire this one. I gotta sit here for a second.
Yeah. So, because I mean, look, the problem is like this Obi-Wan show could be so good. We get 6 more episodes of Obi-Wan where he could just be a total badass, and it could make this an obvious choice. But for right now, I think these guys are both kind of evenly matched.
God,
I agree.
Josh, I know you probably didn't intend on that, but I feel like that kind of sold me that, like, I am on the fence, but the fact that I have so much faith in this show coming up, I'm just going to throw my vote for Obi-Wan. I'm going to do it. I'm going to pull the trigger. Because I think if I don't, I think I will look back on this matchup and regret not doing it.
See, here's what I think, is I think Dave is trying to be meta here, because he knows that if Mando wins this one and Luke wins the next one, it's going to be Luke versus Mando. And he knows that's a problem. So, based on that, I'm voting for Mando.
I really didn't even think that far ahead. That's pretty smart, but I'm not that smart. like man, I'm glad you give me that much credit. Like, that's good.
I mean, look, Mando for me is probably the biggest reason why I'm growing to enjoy Star Wars a lot more. So I really do love Obi-Wan, and I love Ewan McGregor in those movies. But Mando is really bringing me around to Star Wars here, so I got to ride for Mando.
Hey, look, I'm not mad at you.
This is a tough matchup. Because
I mean, this could be a finals matchup.
Because Obi-Wan, he is kind of the linchpin of how all this gets started. Like,
yep.
If it's not for Obi-Wan accidentally gets a little tipsy one night, falls into a Sarlacc pit in the middle of the sand dunes. Like, the story never happens. Like, Luke never goes and looks for him.
Yep.
The droids are like, yeah, we're looking for this guy, and it's like, oh yeah, that dude's dead. The story's over.
Yeah.
Mandalorian is a lot of new content.
Yeah.
But it's a side of Star Wars that we've never seen. Like, things are familiar, but this is a time period that's not in the movies. It's in between movies, and it's all very new. And I am hesitant to make this pick, but I'm gonna go with Mando.
Oh,
The reason is, and I agree with both of you. My vote might change in 45 days or 60 days, because this show
it's like 30.
If you
Yeah.
well, I mean, till it's over.
Yeah.
If you followed this podcast, like I've been honest, I have not had high hopes for the Obi-Wan show.
But them trailers.
But the trailers, oh my God, these trailers look so good.
Yep.
And so, like, my vote might change by the time that show's over. But right now, based on what is currently available, I'm going to go with Mandalorian.
That's understandable.
All right. That's a tough one. Mando moves on 2-1 against Obi-Wan. Okay, final matchup of the second round here. We got Luke versus Jen Erso. I'm going Jen Erso. I'm going Luke.
All right, it's a Luke sweep.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Moving into the third round. This is tough, man. These are going to be some tough-ass matchups. We got Leia versus Han Solo.
Husband and wife.
Yep.
I know. Look, here's how I know. I'm going to make Josh choose. I'm going Leia. I'm going Leia. Because, and I'm going to say why. This is a heroes bracket, okay? So, to that end, right? Leia never abandoned the cause. All right? She continued to be the glue for the resistance throughout. Han, that dude had a kid. And then when his kid went psycho, he was like, "Babe, this ain't going to work no more." All right?
Hey,
not very heroic.
Does anybody know actually when he split?
No, I just said that. I have no idea. No fucking clue.
Because the impression that I get was fairly early on, before, he his son kind of went off with Kylo Ren went off the deep end.
I don't know if that's true or not.
I mean, because when Kylo Ren turns, he looks like he's late teens. I don't think Han Solo was around for all that.
I have no idea.
I didn't get the impression that he was around for all that in the interaction between him and Leia.
It's probably on Wikipedia somewhere. I'm sure it's been discussed in a book or in a comic or or answered on some panel at some Comic-Con somewhere. But
Jason, what's your vote?
I already know where he's voting.
You vote, Josh. I know this is a tough one for me.
No, I already know what he's doing.
You do not know, Dave.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like Josh will be like, I'm gonna make you choose, Jason. He's like, well, that was easy because I'm really going Han.
Look. I will give you my vote. Dave is right. I love Han Solo.
Yeah, I already put you in for a Han vote anyway.
He is my favorite character in the Star Wars universe. But not so fast, my friends. Han Solo is a deadbeat dad.
Shit.
He totally ditches Leia. He ditches the cause. He goes back to his smuggling ways. And when he tries to reconcile his differences with his son, who he helped turn into this fucking destroyer of worlds, it was too late. And that's on Han for being a terrible father. So it's a Leia vote for me.
Jeez Louise. Guys, it's a Leia sweep. It's a Leia sweep. I was going Leia the whole time. All right. Woo! Okay, this is the matchup right here, man. We got Mando versus Luke. Now, look, I'm going to go first because I'm going to let Dave get his whole piece out there at length if he wants to. Mando is one of the single things that has really gotten me super interested into the Star Wars universe. And Luke is drinking green titty milk in the new movies, okay, and not looking like this ultimate badass that we saw on the Mando show when we saw him show up and destroy all of these bad guys, whatever episode of Mando that was. Purely for me, because of what I think this guy has done for me in Star Wars, I'm going Mando. It's not to hurt Dave. It's just purely for me. I like this character more.
Oh no, that's fair. Look, that's super fair. Look, you already know I'm going to go Luke here, but there's been a couple of things, and look, I can appreciate Mando the show for allowing this to play out, because we essentially got the son, version of the hallway scene when Luke at the end of Mandalorian season 2, spoilers, Luke is the one that comes in and saves the day by himself. They're surrounded by these dark troopers, and they're banging on the walls, and one solo X-wing comes to save the day, and I got goosebumps because I knew who this was. And
now, Dave, now you didn't just get goosebumps. Tell me about the onions that were being cut in that room when you watched the show.
I legitimately started crying when it's happening, because the music and Luke is this is Master Jedi Skywalker. And we had never got to see that. Now I got to read a lot of that in the Legends books, which take place after Return of the Jedi, and so I've read about this version of Luke a lot, but they never shown it on film. Obviously in The Last Jedi, the movie, Episode 8, we do get you get him drinking milk or whatever, and it's super cringe. But you also do get him force projecting his image all the way to
Across
another
the galaxy.
across the galaxy, in order to save the day, right? Which is super high level, powerful stuff, which cost him his life in the in the sequel trilogy. But yeah, I mean, as far as the Mandalorian scene, I mean, he literally goes through and he wipes out the whole fucking thing, and the music and the cinematography and everything with it is so fucking good. I've rewatched that shit on YouTube countless times. I've watched.
And they do a really good job of just making him look good, like in his face and everything.
The deep fake. And then the Mandalorian episodes. I'm sorry, the Book of Boba Fett episodes that we got where he's in it. Dude, it's so fucking good. I mean, look, I named one of my kids after Luke Skywalker. I'm not gonna fucking not vote for Luke here. It's not gonna happen. And look, if he doesn't win, I'm not gonna cry about it. It is what it is. But I think Luke.
If this had happened in the first round, Dave.
If this had happened in the first round, I'd have been upset. But look, this is here.
Would be two guys on the mic.
Yeah, I mean, look, Luke is the hero of the original trilogy, I think he deserves to be here. My vote is Luke.
Okay, so before I make this decision, I just want to reaffirm one little tasty nugget as once again why Han Solo did not get my vote in this last round. So I had come across this and I had it in one of my open pages on my phone and forgot about it. Would you guys like to know one of the wedding gifts Han Solo, the man's man, got for Leia as a wedding gift?
What is it?
He got her a kitchen in the Millennium Falcon. Make my fucking sandwich.
Smart man.
That is a true story.
Wow. That is
okay. So
that is not a good look.
Look, this is a tough matchup. New versus old. Both of you have strong points. Mandalorian is an extremely strong new character. Luke Skywalker is an extremely strong original character. To Dave's point, the original trilogy really focused around Luke, and then the totality of the entire series pretty much centered around, in my opinion, Darth Vader, until you get to these last ones, and it's just kind of more about the light versus the dark.
Yeah, I mean, they're known as the Skywalker saga, the 9 movies.
Correct. And so, as much as it pains me to say this, by the very slimmest of margins, it's a Luke Skywalker vote.
Oh,
It's close. I just have to go with how important Luke is to the universe in which he had the biggest role.
All right. Look, Luke beats Mando 2-1. All right. So before we get to the finals here, let's determine the third place matchup here. We have Han versus Mando.
God,
I'm gonna go Mando.
I'm gonna go Han.
Dave, do the right thing.
Dude, I feel like this is like my friendship here on the line. Look.
It's only my favorite character, Dave.
It's only my favorite character, Dave.
Look,
that's not true. The droids are my favorite character, so you can vote against me. It's fine.
Can I just flip a coin or something? I don't know. I don't really like this. No, man. You know what? I'm gonna go Mandalorian. It's the heroism thing that I'm trying to stick with. And while I get it, Mando is a bounty hunter. He has grown into someone who is really he's changed as a character. His character arc, I think, has just been much more heroic over time. Whereas Han, he just kind of went in a circle. ultimately.
Yeah.
He didn't really grow too much as a character.
He was set in his ways. That's part of the Han Solo appeal, I think, is the fact that his character really never changes. He is the most, I don't want to say the most genuine, but you get exactly what you get, and you get it consistently from Han Solo character.
He's unapologetically himself.
Correct.
Yep. All right. Well, hey, here we go. We made the finals here. This is not the finals I thought we were going to have. We got Luke versus Leia.
The twins.
Brother versus sister, yep.
Makes their kiss in Empire a little awkward.
And not the Game of Thrones kinds of sisters.
Yeah. So it does say in Wikipedia that one of Luke's love interests is Leia.
They should really just take that out.
Yeah, I know. The dude did kiss his sister, so that's a Leia vote for me.
I mean, they didn't give tongue.
That was it. That's all you're gonna do.
That's right.
Jason.
That's a joke.
I'm gonna be honest, guys. I feel like I've reached this point, and I feel like I feel like I could get what I want here, but I almost don't know if it's the right choice.
Okay, so
I'm gonna be honest.
Look. Let me say a few things. I think we've all said this a little bit earlier. I know I said this earlier. Leia is the glue of Star Wars. And this has nothing to do with the fact that Carrie Fisher passed away, and that it was extremely upsetting. The reason why it was so significant is because the series wasn't finished, and she is one of the, if not maybe the most important cog in the wheel, and because everything, she has her hand in everything, like beyond like her political aspirations, the fact that she's force sensitive and becomes a Jedi, the fact that her offspring becomes Kylo Ren, the fact that she has a love interest who is the scoundrel of the series. She is a pivotal point in everything that happens in Star Wars, pretty much. And even though she was not in the first, the prequels, she is the offspring of, Anakin and Queen Amidala.
Yep.
And her story, is one of it's interesting because she's taken in as like I would say a foster child or adopted, and assumes the role, better than probably anybody else could have.
Yep. And like, man, in the Legends books, dude, she is like the stuff that she does in the Legends books. Not even like has nothing to do with the Force, actually. Just like her character. Like, because she goes on to become, like, she does do some Jedi training, but she never officially becomes a Jedi because she has kids, which is similar to what they decided to do in the sequels. But, she becomes like this ambassador and of the New Republic and just all kinds of shit, man. She's so good. Like, and then you have Luke, who... he kind of gets a lot of the accolades, I think.
But he also ran away from the fight.
He did. And, I have to, it hurts because I don't have a daughter and I don't think Sally would have allowed us to name her Leia anyway. But,
would you believe, Dave, that my wife knows somebody who has a child that is Luke and Leia?
Yeah, I do too. Somebody at my work also has a daughter and a son, and it's Luke and Leia. It's crazy. And look, Leia's a cool name. Like I would actually I would definitely bring that up if we would have ever had a daughter. I would have totally brought up Leia just to see if I would have been able to pull it off.
Just to test the waters.
Yeah. But if she'd have greenlit it, we would have 100%. I'd have a daughter named Leia. And look, It's really unfortunate that Carrie Fisher passed because from everything I've read, Leia was supposed to have a much more prominent role in Episode 9, and we didn't get that. And Luke is the fun pick for me, but Leia is the right choice, and I'm voting Leia.
Oh.
Josh, you want to go? Or do you want me to just put the nail in this coffin?
Sounds like you're going to make it easy.
Yes, I am. And I asked you a question earlier, Dave, on who has the highest death count.
Yeah.
Of all of the characters in Star Wars.
Yeah.
And so I just want to read you just the top 5. Okay? So the number 1 on that list, and you were right on your second guess, Hux, with an astonishing 155 billion kills.
Yeah, because of the Starkiller base.
Yes,
that's pretty good.
Basically took out 6 planets.
Yeah, it took like 5 or 6 planets in one shot.
The next character is a Sith Lord that I'm not familiar with. Is not in the movies. But after him, you have Tarkin, 2 billion lives, followed by Krennic from Rogue One with 11,300,000 kills.
Yeah, that was on
Yep.
that one planet.
Number 5 on that list,
I wonder who.
supposed hero,
Yeah, I knew this was coming.
Luke Skywalker. Now, you and me, when we did the original trilogy movies, I freelanced a number, and I don't remember what that number was, but I think it was higher than the actual body count that they have listed here. But the actual body count for Luke Skywalker is 873,035 kills.
Oh.
Despicable members of the Imperial Alliance. Yep.
Yep.
They're wives, they're women, the children.
The women and the children. Hey, look, man, like father, like son.
Hey.
You know, sometimes you gotta get.
Look.
Sometimes you get it. Sometimes you get got. You know what I'm saying?
Look, Luke made sure that there weren't going to be future, members of the Empire coming to get him later on down the line. Bro.
That's
he
right,
was
man.
trying to take away all that revenge.
Yep.
That is true. But I can't, in good faith, have that man win our bracket.
No, I mean,
my pick is Leia.
nah. It's Leia for sure.
Very interesting. I'm a Luke vote. I like that he's a murderous son of a bitch, and I like that part of Luke. I like his brutal streak. Leia was too passive sometimes. So look, I'm gonna throw it at Luke, but Luke loses 2-1
I think
to Leia Organa.
I think it's Organa.
Organa Solo.
Yeah,
How about that?
Dude,
Who predicted Leia was going to win this bracket?
I did not think she was going to win.
But man, just the more we started talking about it, man, she's just like, she is everything to the heroes. She is the general. Dude, she was under torture. Even when her planet was on the line, her planet of Alderaan, like her home fucking planet, all her friends, her family, everything was on the line for the Rebel Alliance. She still gave him some bullshit.
Yeah, she still didn't tell him the truth.
Yeah.
Never. She never bent once. Yeah, dude, she's easily the most heroic character in Star Wars. I think it's not even close.
All right. Well, in a tough battle, Leia is the winner of the most heroic Star Wars character bracket. So next week, on the next edition here of Star Wars Month, we're going to be doing the top 16 bad guys. And at the end of that bracket, like I said, we're going to have the number 1 bad guy versus number 1 good guy go against each other. And look, here's the fun thing about that as well is whoever wins that will be the 16th, the completion of the 16th winner of brackets that we've had on our podcast. So now we will actually have our own Tournament of Champions bracket where we'll put all 16 winners of our brackets against each other to determine what is the single greatest thing that we've bracketed.
So it'll be the first ever Tournament of Champions. So who will get that first crown? Be interesting.
I got 2 words for you. Taco Bell.
Taco Bell's going to be tough, man. Butterfinger also. Don't underestimate the crunch of the Butterfinger. Also, dude, a recent bracket, Red Shell.
Red Shell. Creeping Death.
It's
Predator.
Predator, dude. It's gonna be brutal.
The Princess Bride.
Yikes! Like, man.
Star Wars: A New Hope.
That one, huh?
Yeah, one best sci-fi movie.
Shit.
Clearly, that one's not gonna go far. Trapped in the Drive-Thru.
Oh, but
that might be Trapped in the Drive-Thru. Unfortunately, might be first round fodder, but it just depends.
Well, I don't know. So anyway, there's a lot on the line next week for that last coveted spot in the coming up Tournament of Champions.
They got to beat Leia. That's gonna be hard.
That's gonna be tough. So, like I said, stick around for next week. We'll be doing the top 16 bad guys. In the meantime, you guys should all watch the prequels to get ready for our podcast after that. Also, in the meantime, live long and prosper.
Take it easy, everybody.
Later.
See ya.